Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today's video we're going to look at how to get a ramp of a certain slope to flow along a surface, and in particular a curved surface. Something that isn't as simple as you might think. So what we want to do is we want to boot up into our Rhino file we've got here. As you can see, I have sort of the curved surface that it's actually a segment of the terrain I've sort of extruded and then cut up and export into a new Rhino file. So we want to right click while holding shift and control the base of this extruded surface to get the baseline. This is helpful for finding the length of the curve. You can see here we've got it. We then want to just draw a straight line of that length. So with our line, we'll then hop over to this ramp calculator resource. It's already pre-filled, but we're trying to figure out how high we can go with the length and our minimum gradient, which is 114. We get 3.7 meters pretty much. So we'll draw another line of 3.7 meters pretty much vertically, perpendicular. And we'll then draw that slope down. As you can see here, we've got our little slope, and that is a compliant slope for the distance we have. It's missing some landings, etc. But for now, this is good enough for the purpose of it. We're just looking at the line is broken up into segments. So we're just going to break up. We're going to do the flow along surface by a segment. So yeah, we're going to cut up our compliant slope into those different segments we've got. So we've got one. I've got the distance of the second part. We'll draw another segment on our compliant slope. And then the remainder should be fine there. It just makes it a bit easier because sometimes it can be a bit tedious to do. First, we'll then split the line as well. So we've got 3 equal segments. You can see there the direction of the polyline. It sounds silly, but we need to see this. dir the command, we see it's going that way. We'll click onto our first segment. We'll do the same command and we'll see the V or the U value. Make sure it's pointing the same way. Yeah, we can see it is. That's the red line by the red arrow, sorry, not the white. Make sure they're flowing the same direction. Now we do also need a base surface, so we're just going to quickly make a simple square like this. It's just a requirement for the command we're going to use. So we'll type in flow along surface, make sure our segment is selected, our base surface, and then our target surface. We can see it's actually messed up here. This is a very good problem to solve now before we go any further. What we're doing here is we're just making sure our base sort of surface is the same length as our target surface. This will fix that issue we just had. So repeat the surface and bang. The issue is it's flowing the wrong way. We want it to flow the other way around. So it should be simple enough to just flip the UV values of this surface. As you can see we do now. Make sure I think the issue was we didn't actually click enter when we checked our direction before. So if we repeat again, the same process, there we go. We've got our ramp flowing along the curved surface how we want it to. Now the second segment is actually a sort of a planar surface. It's a flat line. It means we can sort of just drag our segment that we cut out before. Rotate it to make it the right angle. And then move it down to meet with the other slope. So that was much easier than all the other ones. The next surface will be a similar approach to the first segment. Just have to make sure our directions are aligned. As you can see here, because the incline is so small, it's hard to actually see if it is on a slope or not. So we're just messing around now, but it's fine. So yeah, we're just matching it up again. There we go, it's all sorted. Okay, so we need our base surface again. Make sure it's the same length as our segment. We don't want that issue again. Flow along surface, select our line, select our base surface, select our target surface. Okay, so what's the issue here? Nothing. It was correct. First time. We made sure our direction was correct before, and it paid off. So now what we can do is actually join up each of these segments so it's one sort of closed line. But yeah, as you can see, we now have our compliant ramp 1 in 14 gradient flowing along this wonky looking surface, something that is quite useful for my studio design in particular, but could be useful for really any application. This is for a ramp to come up a very hilly and curvy contour section. So now if we offset this sort of curve, we can have a sort of a wonky looking ramp that needs some tidying up, but it is the basis of a compliant ramp that we have. So 1 in 14, very curvy, can be quite finicky to work with. Make sure the directions are all lined up. We'll need some tidying up too because of just the way Rhino likes to loft. But yeah, we can do that by simply extruding the line and then trimming, like so. And there you have a very good tool for just a rough estimate, a rough way to show how you can have a compliant ramp. That is going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.